Youngstown, Ohio has a long list of ethnic foods from various parts of Europe our area is famous for. These foods have become staples on the tables and homes of restaurants throughout the region. These include Hungarian stuffed cabbage, Polish or Slovak pierogies, and a variety of Italian dishes and delicacies such as pasta, wedding soup, cookie tables, and of course pizza. Today I'm going to tell you a story about one type of pizza that might as well be the official pizza of Youngstown. This type of pie is delicious and easy to make. It is called Brier Hill Pizza. My name is Bob Barko Jr. I'm a lifelong resident of the Mahoning Valley and the owner of Steeltown Studios. My studio specializes in artwork featuring historic and contemporary Youngstown pop culture, including the Brier Hill neighborhood on the city's north side. I'm also Italian on my mother's side. Her family's roots are in the region of Italy where this style of pizza originates from. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the neighborhood where Brier Hill Pizza was born, a little bit about the pizza itself, and so you'll know what to look for when you're out and about, and finally, if you're up to the task, how to make your very own pizza at home. So as we say in Italian, andiamo, or let's go. According to the Brier Hill entry on Wikipedia, the neighborhood is the site of the city's first Italian settlement. The area was owned by industrialist George Todd, who established a farm on the Brier Hill covered hills around 1801. Todd named the area Brier Hill. The discovery of coal in the area drew immigrants seeking work in the mines. Brier Hill soon became Youngstown's oldest working class neighborhood. The first iron furnace was built in 1847. By the 1880s, blast furnaces and rolling mills were built nearby. The neighborhood grew rapidly. By the opening of the 20th century, the rapid expansion of the steel industry had turned the area into the main entry point for Youngstown's immigrants. One of the largest groups of immigrants were Italians. Given the relative isolation from downtown Youngstown, Brier Hill developed independently. The district was an unincorporated village until 1900, when it was absorbed by the city. Brier Hill had its own schools, a post office, at least 4 churches. Today, the Roman Catholic parish of St. Anthony of Padua is still there. For more than 25 years now, each August, the Brier Hill Italian Festival attracts thousands of visitors to the old neighborhood. The Sunday processional mass from St. Anthony's and several vendors selling Brier Hill pizza are not to be missed parts of the event. A December 2015 article from the Youngstown Business Journal discusses the ongoing tradition of Brier Hill pizza sales at St. Anthony's. The article notes almost all of the church pizza makers grew up in the surrounding blocks, descendants of Italian immigrants to Youngstown. Their efforts relate that this dish had a very familiar mother, necessity. Brier Hill Pizza, named for the neighborhood, is a simple dish made from what was available in almost every home: tomato sauce, peppers, flour, yeast, and water for the dough, and if a family could afford it, grated cheese. The pizza is the same found in the Basilicata region in southern Italy, the home of many Italian immigrants who came to the hill. The church sells pizza by the pie on most Friday mornings in mild and hot varieties. Each week, about 25 workers show up starting around 4 a.m. and create and bake 500 or so pizzas. The pizza wasn't known as Brier Hill Pizza in the neighborhood, it was just pizza. In the 1950s and 60s, pizza shops began popping up around Youngstown, and many began carrying the classic dish. It was then that the pizza went from being just a traditional meal at home to Brier Hill Pizza. Longtime area pizza places, such as Wedgwood and Coca's, don't view having the local favorite on their menu as an option. To them and their customers, it's a requirement. Now that you're good and hungry, you may be in the mood to make a Brier Hill pizza at home for yourself. If so, I've got you covered. And according to my Kitchen Collection Pizza Stone cookbook, we can make it happen in about 20 minutes with a pizza stone. It will take about 10 minutes to make up the pie, so in less than a half an hour, you'll have your very own pizza. First, here are your ingredients: a 2-pack of pizza shells, a jar of pizza sauce, some Italian seasonings, a jar of grated cheese, and some peppers. You can use sweet bell peppers cut into strips or dice, but I prefer mild banana peppers, so that's what I have here. You have enough for 2 pizzas, but for our purposes, I'm only going to show you the steps for 1 pie. At St. Anthony's, they make the sauce and dough from scratch and grow the peppers, but due to limited time, we store-bought those items. According to the Kitchen Collection Pizza Stone cookbook, we need to preheat the pizza stone. so preheat your oven to 350 degrees. When the oven is preheated, put the pizza stone on the paddle and slide it into the oven and let the stone preheat for 10 minutes. Now to put your pie together. I usually use a round metal pizza sheet to do my prep work on. First, take one of your pizza shells out of the package and put it on the sheet. Then, open your jar of sauce and pour about half of it on the shell and spread it out evenly with a spoon or spatula, leaving an edge around the shell for your crust. After that, sprinkle your Italian seasoning over the whole surface of the pizza to your taste. Next, open up that jar of peppers. Drain the juice off and put peppers all over the pizza sauce area. How much is up to you? It's your pizza. Now take your grated cheese and generously sprinkle it all over the pizza sauce area. How much is up to you, but for me there's no such thing as too much cheese. And that's it. Your pie is ready for the oven. Well, it's time to kick the tires and light the fires. When your pizza stone is preheated, take it out of the oven with the paddle and set the paddle with the stone on it on the stovetop or countertop. Pick up the pan with your prepared pizza shell and carefully slide the shell from the pan onto the pizza stone. Then use the paddle to put the pizza stone back into the oven. The Kitchen Collection Pizza Stone Cookbook tells us to bake it for 10 minutes or until the cheese is melted. When time's up, use the paddle to take the pizza stone and pizza out of the oven. You can slide the pizza stone onto a pot holder from the paddle or just cut the pizza right there on the stone, on the paddle. Either way, give it a chance to cool down a bit so you don't burn yourself. When you're ready, cut that pie up, and as we also say in Italian, mangiamo, or let's eat. In closing, over the last few minutes, I've told you a little bit about the neighborhood where Brier Hill Pizza was born, a bit about the pizza itself, and how to make your very own Brier Hill pizza. Now, the next time you're in the Youngstown area, you'll know a little bit more about one of our favorite Italian dishes, the neighborhood it came from, and the story of how it came to be. You'll also know where you can find one in town or how to whip up a Brier Hill pizza in a pinch. Heck, you've even learned a couple of words of Italian. So, I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I've enjoyed putting it together and giving it. But if you'll excuse me, there's a fresh and hot Brier Hill pizza calling my name. Thank you.